Hello guys. So I wanted to make it like a video on the GAMESIR Tarantula and versus the RAZER Wolverine V3 Pro Tournament Edition. So both of these controllers, I have both of these controllers. So I had RAZER for quite some time. I was using the RAZER, and recently I went ahead and purchased the GAMESIR Tarantula, just to test some things out and see how good it is. So basically, what I've uh, found out about both of these controllers is the response time for both of these controllers are really amazing. They are really good. And since they offer like 8,000 hertz polling rate, I have noticed uh, that these controllers, they respond um, really, like they're very responsive. And I want to make this video like a short video on if you're deciding which controller to buy, or which controller is the best or better, uh, like you know um, or something like that. You came to the right place. I have had both these controllers I have been using, and I have used an Xbox layout my whole entire life with 4 back buttons on the Razer Wolverine V3 Pro Tournament Edition here, and the Tarantula only has like 2 back buttons. I have found out that the Razer, I shoot with bumpers, not with the trigger buttons. That's on the on the shoulder. This thing has like 2 more extra buttons right next to the bumpers, just like the Tarantula has. Uh, the input latency for the Razer, I have found out that the buttons, the press and the clicks could actually be a little bit faster than the Tarantula. And the just a little bit, I don't think anybody will be able to notice it that much. And the other thing is that I have noticed, basically the sticks on Razer, uh like you know they are not linear. They're not like a straight line. If you're trying to aim at something, or let's say for example, if you're trying to shoot at distance, if you play Warzone for example, or maybe multiplayer Call of Duty, or maybe Apex Legends or something similar, like that, I do not think Razer is gonna give you like an advantage over the Tarantula, because the Tarantula stick, they feel much smooth, and also they tend to whenever I'm shooting with the Tarantula, I feel like uh, the sticks are not moving left and right, or it's just uh, not too much, but the Tarantula looks like it stays wherever you're aiming at. So the question with the Razer is, it is fast, the sticks are amazing, but not better than the Tarantula. And also the other thing is, the Razer might feels a little bit responsive with the clicks on the bumpers, and also the face buttons. They feel a little bit faster than the Tarantula. But the sticks, I would say is way better on the Tarantula than on the Razer. And the other thing is that I wanted to mention is that the Tarantula has only 2 buttons on the back, which may not be for everyone because I have been using 4-button layout all my life since I started playing on a controller, the Elite 2 and like a whole bunch of other controllers. But I think even though it has like 2 buttons on the back, I think I'm okay with that. And I have been playing with the Tarantula. I'm still learning, but I feel like my aim and everything is a bit better on the Tarantula than like on the RAZER. And also the other thing is, for the RAZER, I don't think I would recommend if you're on a PC because they have the RAZER Synapse app, which is the most buggiest, the most problematic software you can actually ever have, or you would ever install on your PC. And the other thing is the GAMESIR app is super freaking simple, and also it has a whole lot of option. It has a whole lot of option that the RAZER does not have. And the RAZER would have been a really, really good controller if it had everything you needed, which in this case you don't. And also the thumbsticks, even though they are really good than like traditional or I would say any other controllers on the RAZER, but the GAMESIR is something else. It's something different. The buttons on the RAZER, they're really, really good. I mean the thumbsticks, but not as good as the GAMESIR ones. The Tarantula, the thumbsticks are like probably like I would say 15 to 20% better than the RAZER. So if you guys are deciding which controller to get, I probably wouldn't recommend the RAZER because the application, the app is so buggy. Sometimes, like even if you try to switch it to 8,000 polling rate on your, let's say for example on the app, it just doesn't work. You have to hold this button, which is O and A, maybe 3 or 4 times. You have to press it, then probably it will register as 8K. And every single time you restart your PC, it's just a buggy mess. And it's just something I wouldn't recommend for anybody who's on a PC, playing on a RAZER. People would say that the RAZER, 8K doesn't work, this, that. Actually, no, it does work, but the app is so buggy. When you try to activate 8K, it's gonna feel like you're playing on 1000 hertz or maybe 250 hertz. The only way around that is basically pressing the O and A 2-3 times. There's a cycle of 1000 polling rate, 2000 polling rate, 4000 polling rate, and 8000 polling rate. So probably 3 or 4 times you're gonna have to click until you get the 8000 polling rate, and then you're gonna see everything is responsive. But it's the software, it is buggy. I would not recommend the RAZER over the Tarantula. Thank you guys for watching the video, and hope you guys get some information about which controller is the best and which one to get. Hopefully this video helped you out.